What's up, y'all? Brainwaves combined back again. I hope you're doing good, man. I'm feeling good. It's another beautiful day. So, today's topic being, don't take revenge. Don't take revenge on people, no matter how minuscule it even may seem. Even just letting them in your brain and thinking about them, or even thinking about how you're gonna get them, or evil things. It's about understanding. Now let's talk about why you shouldn't take revenge. In America, I think why not to take a revenge is clearest examples just about in the world, apart from countless other examples, but very clear because it's so highly publicized. In the urban black community, the black community in America, the United States of America, there is gun crime like some people, I don't know if you could say you wouldn't believe. I haven't been there, but they say it's crazy. It's just way too much. So at the end of the day, one of the main reasons that drives this gun violence and this killing is that this person has killed someone from their family, this family over here. Now this family wants to get revenge on this family, and so they think that the optimal thing to do is the right thing to do is get even, eye for an eye, and then they go kill that one, and then next minute they think the same thing. Oh, they killed our one, the only thing to do is get revenge and eye for an eye, and then they get that one, and you see how the cycle will never end. And this is exactly the same with your real life, even small little things, small little arguments. Hey, if these people are gonna do that to you, normal people won't do weird things like that. So they're just obviously a little bit strange, or they don't understand you, they don't get you. At the end of the day, don't let it affect you. Another great example story that was told by Mr. Rosenberg, which there was a tribe, right, warring with another tribe. Fierce warring, killings, everything. I'm not sure exactly where this was. If you go check out his stuff, you'll eventually hear about the story. They were killing each other, right? And this one lady, right, from this tribe, she had her whole family killed while she was in the house, and she actually went and hid under a sink for a whole week while they were in the house. And they finally left the house, and she got out. And then guess what? She didn't want to take revenge. She wanted to mediate the situation, and even her own tribe didn't like that she wanted to mediate. They all wanted her to kill them and want to kill them as well, but she realized violence only causes more violence. At the end of the movie Fearless, Jet Li starring, he says don't take revenge, even though he got poisoned and dies in the last scene. He goes, don't take revenge. One thing he learned throughout his whole life that's important is that violence only causes more violence, and that's just such an important point. So even mentally, don't let them have space in your mind. If they have space in your mind, it should be about love. It should be aligned with truth and love. So the truth of the situation, what truly is, and the loving response that you have. And if you can't find a loving response, sit there and take away every negative thought that pops into your head until you only have positive thoughts back. I don't know what you got to do. You maybe even need to talk to someone, but it's all about understanding. So understanding, trying to unravel their motives or something, or in some way that you can just somehow, in the smallest way, just understand, oh, okay, I see how that happened. I see what's going on there. And of course, 1, learn from it. 2, do not take any of their negative energy, and do not place guilt or anything upon anyone. No one is right or wrong in any situation. And yeah, just don't take revenge. The way I do it, I just always, even if they do something bad to you, actually turn around and don't try and do something good straight away, but just forgive them. If they do something bad to you, and then the next day or the next hour they need help or something like that, you go and help them, even though they try. It just blows things out of the water. It's just whoa, they can't understand in some way. But don't let them have too much of you. If they've proven to you that they're not worth it, don't give them too much, but just let them know what real people are like, and how you really treat people, and how you really forgive, and how you really go in life, because nothing will ever affect you ever again if you can just forgive everyone and be free. Then you'll just be free. Moral of the story, don't take revenge, don't hate, don't hate. Like, don't be jealous, don't be envious. We shouldn't have these emotions. Like, we should only just go around and just see what is and just love everything we do. You got one job, you got to be happy. All right. So everything that happens to you, if you're thinking about revenge, we're on the same page here. The way I see it, you got two choices. You got a lot of choices, but okay, the way I see it, sort of the way give me a break. Come on. You got two choices. Okay, so you can revenge and actually take a revengeful action, whether that even may be saying something, whether that may be doing something. Option 2, you can process that emotion, and your action is in reaction to their action against you is that you change, so you make sure it doesn't happen to you again. Now, what I was talking about, this can be so simple. It's actually, this is what I was talking about. This was given to me. Like, I've never actually thought of it in this way. Check this out. Got multiple choices, of course. We live in a universe of abundance, or whatever you want to call it. Amazing abundance. I can't explain it. But the way I see it, you got two choices. You can take revenge, but yet this revenge will, of course, you're not processing your emotion totally. An unprocessed emotion has stages to it, and look up psychology if you want to know all the stages. But there's stages to processing emotion. You go through denial, you go through the anger and and then finally you'll reach acceptance. So of course, if you take revenge, you're not going to process the emotion. You might get halfway through processing it, next minute you're and now this action has now actually has caused something, and now in the effect of that, now you have done the revenge. So now what you still have not processed the original emotion of what originally happened to you. You are now dealing with the trauma of taking the revenge, so what happened there, and now you could even be afraid of retaliation. So now you got the thought of someone retaliating against you, like I was talking about with the African American community and the gun violence. It's about the minds of the people that have the guns. If they don't put focus on that, then you're never going to get anywhere. So the focus should be on the mental, because that's where it's coming from. Option 2, you can process that emotion. Think about why it happened. Think about what your intentions were. Think about how it impacted everything. Think about every little facet and process it, like really go through the emotions and really dig down to those places that you want to go, but you're scared to go. Take it. Cry, do whatever you got to do. You got to process that. Got to get out of this mindset that we're not normal beings. We're all just humans. We got to cry. People got to show emotion. If you hold your emotion in, it will eventually destroy you, or it will turn you into a malfunctioning robot. Never process your emotion. You are not free. So in option 2, you would have processed your emotion, but then your action is in reaction to their action against you is that you change, so you make sure it doesn't happen to you again. So you can either take revenge, and now you're dealing with the initial event, you're dealing with the trauma of what actually happened, and now you're afraid of the consequences, and you still haven't even process the original emotion, and now you're just that's the situation of that guy on option 1. Option 2, you've processed the emotion, you've gone right through the emotion, you've learned something from it, you've learned something about the other person, you've actually felt love for the other person, even though you thought you never could. You just see that's just a sad state of affairs, the world and everything, and that's the way it is, and you've changed to make sure it doesn't happen to you again. Maybe you could be more clear about who you are. Maybe you could be more clear about what you say. Maybe you could not make assumptions about, you might have said something like that, or maybe these person, they're just like that, and you just accept that, and you learn something. There's people like that. There are people out there that are just like, whoa, I don't know. They're being taught. You got to realize you watch enough of this TV, you would eventually turn into an egotistical a-hole. You just sort of would. That's just the way it is. So if but smarter, people with common sense realize that it's not about that, man. Things are a lot deeper than that, and love, forgiveness, and being centered in truth and love is where it's at, and only wise people can truly understand that. So first off, what to remember: guard yourself from these people, really. So you just always have this shield up, and just things bounce off it, and you just sit there looking at it, like, and you can examine what happened. You know, you just have this shield up and everything. You guard yourself. It's just how you are. You know who you are. There's nothing that can knock you. People can say whatever, because you don't take your power from them. You know, hey, if they got some love to give you, even still you've got a bit of a shield up. You know, but let the love in, of course. But that's what I mean. You're always centered in love, and you have an open mind. You know, you have an open mind, but you understand. It's all about understanding. And you know, me myself, I gotta think before I act. You know, like, I think we all do, but you know, so it's all about just slowing things down. Mindful meditation, reference that, go look that up, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's mindful meditation. I think it's what you'll probably need. But hey, at the end of the day, we're talking about be strong, and then surround yourself with good people, man. If people aren't really, like, if they don't really, like, I know I've been in those relationships where at the end of the day, you know you shouldn't be hanging out with them. You know it. You know. They all tell you. Everyone knows. You know. And yet, here you are. You're just so scared because they're like your only friend, or, you know, something like that. Trust me. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And this is not on a, oh, trust me. This is trust me. Just slowly wean yourself off them and find yourself better friends. And make sure that when you're finding yourself better friends, you really portray who you really are, so they really know who you are. You know, there's no beating around the bush. You know, don't tell them all your old problems, but just be very true, and do not let the past have any hold on you. You know, don't let it hold you back. Move on. These people will slowly but surely drag you down, so you got to be careful. Don't take revenge. That's what I mean. It's all about love. It's just understanding that, you know, if they are without this, you know, this mindfulness and this enlightenment, this way of thinking that we have, if they are without this, of course they will make these decisions. Of course they will want to hurt you for no reason. Of course they will be jealous of you and want to hurt you for no reason. Of course, you know, all these different things. You know, woman relationships, male friends, male, you know what I mean. It's just the way of the world, and we got to be centered in truth and love. First thing, 4 Agreements. Once again, please go look at the 4 Agreements. It's a book. Don Miguel Ruiz, the 4 Agreements. You don't have to read it though. Just type it into YouTube. But listen to this, people talk about it. Love you. Bye. Are you ready, Grasshopper? Sensei.